Hey guys, welcome back to Just Right YouTube channel, and I am Jess, where my mission is to help my moms become writers and build their lifestyle businesses while still enjoying life. So I don't know if you guys saw my last video about the top 6 mom slash writer struggles. I had 6 things that I felt like were just extreme struggles for me as a writer and also being a mom. And I promised you guys at the end that I would do a video of giving some tips on how I've kind of handled those struggles. So the first one was finding time to write. So I jotted down a couple of things that I felt like really helps me uh, find time to write while still being a mom. So all I can really say for that is utilize your time at any given time. This can be something as if you take your kids to baseball practice and you're there just sitting there watching them. Instead, you can be utilizing that time to take your laptop with you and jot down ideas or work on your story, or typing on your phone in Notepad, working on your story. And then you can transfer it to your computer once you get home later on, home and settled, that is. Or even pooping on the toilet. Hey, if you're in there for a long time and you're on the toilet, you can always write a little bit while you're on the toilet, or doing kids' nap or their bedtime. You can wake up 2 hours early like my husband do. He wakes up like 3 hours early. That's not for everyone, but hey, it works for him, and he seems to get a whole lot done between the hours of 3 and 6 in the morning. So you can wake up 2 hours earlier than your expected time that you normally wake up and utilize that time to write. Or you can go to bed 2 hours later, which is sometimes what I do after everything dies out, and then you can use that time to write. Or you can even put the kids down like 30 minutes early to try to get ahead of the game and write. Number 2 was being able to have some peace and quiet time to actually write. And with that, finding peace and quiet time, you can utilize the kids' bedtime, the kids' nap time. You can even use family if you have family in the area that you actually trust with your kids. I don't really trust a lot of family members with my kids, but if you are one of those people that have a lot of support, you can ask them to get the kids for 2 hours, and then make sure you actually use that time to write instead of doing something else. Mommy's Day Out programs. Sometimes those are like $30 a day at a church, and they do like 4 hours, and you can bring your kids and have about 4 hours to yourself where you've only paid $30, but during those 4 hours you can be very productive during that time, getting your writing stuff out of the way. And the kids probably had a good amount of fun at Mommy's Day Out. And then you can also do what I like to call kids arts and craft / play the silent game. That doesn't really work all the time, but basically what you do is you tell your kids, hey, we're going to see who can be the quietest the longest. While we're doing that, we can do arts and crafts. Mommy's going to work on her arts and craft where she writes, and you guys can work on your arts and craft where you actually write. My son likes to write stories, so he can write. Versus if your kids like to draw or color, they can do those things. Making poster boards, creating things, anything that's going to keep them busy, and to make sure you reiterate that it's also a quiet game, and they get a little prize at the end. Therefore, everyone's doing something at the table together. You're there, and still you're getting some peace and quiet time to actually do your work. Number 3 was the spur of the moment ideas at the most random times. So a couple of videos ago, I told you guys about the little book that I like to carry around in my big purse. You can do that. Try to remember to do it, because that time I didn't remember to bring it. But you can bring your little book and write in that, or you can send text messages to friend. Whatever friend you text last, just type in that text message right quick, and if they call you later on and say, what? Say, oh, I just had a thought and needed to put it somewhere so I wouldn't lose it. Or You can download this great dictation app called Dictation Dragon or Dragon Dictation or something. I have an iPhone. I downloaded that, and basically while you're driving or doing something and you can't really write it down or type it down or text it down, you can just hit the record button and actually say your thoughts, and it will transcribe your thoughts into words. So therefore it stays on your phone, and later on that night when you get time, hey, you can go back and review it and, add it to wherever your usual place you add your thoughts at. So that's pretty neat, and it helps you with your random spur of the moment ideas. So then number 4, we have writer's block. There's a lot of ways people deal with writer block. It's a very common struggle, not only with moms, but also with writers and just writers, period. Anyone who writes at some point in their writing career will have writer's block. There's different ways to eliminate this or to decrease the amount of time you're going through it. You can meditate, or you can take a break from writing and focus on something else. Take a break from writing and live a little. Watch a movie. Focus on something else and be adventurous. Sometimes a lot of writers get very creative when they've actually lived, gone zipline, lived in, Africa for 2 months. Anything can bring about creativity, especially when you're being adventurous and living. I jotted down brain dump as a good tip, where you basically, it's like you brainstorm and then you brainstorm for about 20 or 30 some minutes, and then you dump every idea possible onto the piece of paper. And later on, when you're reading that, you might be able to piece together something, and it will kickstart your mind to being creative again and break through that writer's block wall that your mind has created. And then something that I also like to do is read or watch something related to what I'm writing about. It doesn't always have to be like that, but sometimes I find myself, if I'm writing a book about vampires, and one of my favorite TV shows used to be Vampire Diaries before it stopped coming on this year. Well, I could watch that, and I wouldn't use their material, but the fact of watching something and you not liking the way it played out or felt like it should have did something different can trigger ideas that you want to do with your own work. The same thing with books. You read something and then it gives you an idea or some type of way that you can put something in your book and make it different or make it better, or sometimes it just triggers something in your head, and then bam, you're back on track, back being creative, and the writer's block is gone. So that's always helpful too. Number 5 was exhaustion. So I typically do this. I have a best friend who sometimes tells me, Shonda, just stop and rest. And my husband is also my best friend, and he tells me the same exact thing. I'm a little hard-headed, and I don't always do that. So my advice for exhaustion is sometimes you can actually push through and still work. Just tell yourself, hey, it's only going to be like this for a certain time, or come on, you can do this. Somehow push yourself. I'm a very persistent person, so sometimes I always try to make a way. Even if you're extremely tired and hey, I've had a rough day, and typically I work on my writing 2 hours after I put the kids down. If you're just extremely exhausted, why don't you cut it down in half to 1 hour? Or you can just go to sleep. Take the advice of my 2 best friends. Also, we have number 6, which was the personal space. I don't know if you guys saw the last video, but again, the personal space one was basically with my toddler clinging to me every time I put a book in my hand to write, or every time my computer goes in my lap to write. He wants to push that out of the way and get on top of me and be, possessive, I guess. He doesn't want me to do anything, all up in my personal space. Mommy, no, you can't do this. Look at my beautiful smile type thing. And it works, but it sucks because you don't get anything done. And my tip for that is, guess what? I'm still working on it. I have no clue on how to actually solve this solution or get through it. So I guess I would just stop and cuddle with him and try again later, because if you guys have any resolutions for that one, any type of solutions, any type of anything to help me out with writer struggle number 6 personal space thing, feel free to comment below. So thank you guys for joining me. And if you guys are watching this video and you're a little clueless on about certain parts, go back and watch the top 6 mommy/writer struggles video. And if you're not struggling with what I'm talking about and you actually already watched the other one, then disregard what I just said. And until next time with Just Right, we're going to just write. Thanks, guys. Come again. Oh, and don't forget to sign up for Just Right's Ink Expression newsletter. It's an awesome newsletter that you will be getting once a month, sometimes twice a month. But you basically will get updates on new things I have coming, new events, new webinars. You'll get discounts on stuff on my store that's at justright.com. You will be getting writer tips. You will get the latest PDF form of a motivational article I like to write here and there, helping people get through their writer's block. You'll also be getting notifications on when I'm going to be having a contest. I will also be selecting people here and there for free giveaways. So that's pretty neat. And in the near future, we're actually going to be doing little birthday gifts here and there too. So you guys, the newsletter is a little something for everyone. You can get discounts on my courses, discounts on books, discounts on different literary products. Like, guys, this is a huge opportunity. So make sure you guys click on the link to sign up, and so I can add you to my email list so you can pull in those benefits. All right, guys, talk to you next time.